Alright, I'm gonna post this little YouTube video. I don't usually, I haven't posted it for like ever. But I'm gonna post this YouTube video. I want you to listen to the sound that's going on in the background, that high-pitched whine sound. My car states that it is warmed up. The temperature indicator has gone off and it states it's warmed up. So I should be able to drive this fine. It's -2 degrees out, plus a wind chill. Not that that affects the car, but -2. And apparently there's something going on with either my steering fluid or something. Because when I turn, the whine that you hear is a little bit exacerbated. And it's that you're hearing. And my pressure indicator for my tires is on, which is normal. You know, obviously if it's cold, you're going to lose some pressure in your tires, but that's fine. It's just, this car has been nothing but problems. It's a 2009 Subaru Forester. I bought it certified pre-owned with only about 32,000 miles on it. Only thing they certified, I think, is that the ignition actually worked. Ended up needing a new battery within that first 3 months, new tires, new cabin filter, all sorts of maintenance still had to be done on it, even though it was supposedly certified pre-owned. This is from Manchester Subaru in Manchester, New Hampshire. Don't ever buy a car there if you can avoid it. And I would even go as far as to say never buy yourself a Subaru, especially not a Subaru Forester. I've literally had nothing but problems with this. My wife has a 2000 Volkswagen Beetle, and over the course of our ownership, she's owned that since she was 16, she's 26 now, so 10 years. We have had to put a fuel pump in it, and new brakes and tires and your regular maintenance type stuff, and that's been it. It's got its original clutch, it's got, because it's manual, it's got its original clutch, it's got all of its original parts, just regular maintenance and a fuel pump. That's it. This car has needed a new control arm because the other one bent from an accident at 5 miles an hour caused by snow, because they didn't tell me the tires need to be replaced when I bought it certified pre-owned. So we had a dusting of snow and I went off the road in a symmetrical all-wheel drive car. So bumped a curb, needed a new control arm because the stock control arms are notoriously weak. And Subaru knows this is a problem but doesn't fix it because, hey, why use a stronger control arm when they can save money and screw you over? Needed a new battery right out of the gate. I've already replaced the battery twice in this, and it's only just now 2015. I've needed... There was a seatbelt recall. I've needed spark. A ton of stuff happened when I went to get my spark plugs changed out. I had to get a new fuel head because it was warped, or a fuel gasket head or head gasket, whatever, because it was warped from heat. You can hear that squealing still going on. And I've just had to have thousands and thousands of dollars poured into this car, and it's been nothing but regret. So do yourselves a favor. One, never ever ever shop at Manchester Subaru in Manchester, New Hampshire. They're the top sales location, I guess, for Subaru vehicles in New Hampshire and in New England, as far as I know. But they are the shittiest people. You have to wait well over an hour for a scheduled oil change. You have to wait up to 3 hours for a scheduled inspection. They always find something, no matter what, to fail you on an inspection. It could be a windshield wiper streaks too much. It could be anything. They could say your brakes don't pass inspection even though you're nowhere near the squeal bar. You know, there's a required thickness, obviously, of X amount of millimeters per whatever your manufacturer recommends. And they'll fail them whether they fail or not. And where you get a free inspection there, obviously you're going to get your inspection done there, and you're screwed. They also don't explicitly state in their inspection guidelines that if you fail, you have to pay to have it re-inspected. Of course, I didn't pay to have it re-inspected because if it's not stated in your guidelines, I don't do it, because that's bullshit. So if you're forced to buy a Subaru do yourself a favor. Don't buy it at Manchester Subaru. And if for some strange reason you saw this video and did decide to go ahead and buy it at Manchester Subaru, one, I'm sorry, but two, don't stand for their shit. Speak up and make sure that the appropriate service is done in your car and you're charged appropriately for the service and for the parts and things like that. There's always wiggle room, especially with dealerships. They mark up their labor and their parts so much it's not even funny. And last piece of advice, learn how to do your own maintenance, because I had to replace all the brakes and rotors because they failed it even though they passed anywhere else. And they wanted over, I think it was over $800 for 4 brakes and 4 rotors. It cost me $250 for parts. I did it myself. It is super easy to do yourself as long as you have a jack and potentially one other person to help you with it. And it takes all of, I don't know, if you're not used to doing it, maybe 2 hours to do all 4 brakes and rotors. Okay, so you just need a clamp for the caliper to push the piston back into place, and usually you can use a vice grip along with one of the old brake pads as a flat surface to push it back in place, and you can do it yourself. So don't shop at Manchester Subaru. If for some reason you do your own maintenance, and don't trust the dumbasses that work there, because they're horrible mechanics, they're horrible sales reps, and they're horrible customer service representatives. Hope this is enlightful for somebody and saves you from making a stupid purchase.